Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays the Binding of Isaac. I believe in the last run we played as Judas. Correct me if I'm wrong here. So I'm going to play as Isaac on this one, even though it says Northernlion. Don't believe his lies! I like doing this. So again, in case you have forgotten the kind of structure that I had set out for these, basically it's going to be like 1d6 run, 1 non-d6 run, 1d6 run, 1 non-d6 run, assuming I random a character that is not Isaac, which has had a very high prevalence lately. I believe the last run I played I had Judas, but has been a couple of days. Oh, 2, thank God. I was really thinking, already we've got so many obstacles to deal with here. My cat is also trying to F with me. We almost lost our only bomb trying to blow up that tinted rock, which actually only gave us a spirit heart, which is not that big of a payout. Not to mention we're starting on an XL floor, which is nasty because you need a key in order to, oh my God, the spider scares the shit out of me. It's nasty because you need a key. Oh, he can hit me through there? I was supposed to be the only one who could hit him through there. Okay. Things are starting pretty badly so far, but anyway, we need keys before we can get started here. How did the last run go? Honestly, it's been a couple of days, as it often is, so I think I've forgotten, but I seem in the back of my mind, my barely conscious, not the subconscious, not the super conscious, but somewhere in there, I feel positive. Is it a secret room? That would have been awesome. Unfortunately, no. But I feel positive, which leads me to believe that we did do okay on the last run. I have memories, faint memories of a win occurring at some point. That would be nice. More bombs and more money is also great, but primarily we need keys, and you know what? I am absolutely a-okay trading a bomb for a key this early on in the game. Cat, why are you looking at me like I am... It's got like the 1,000-yard stare, like it's getting some Isaac flashbacks. I remember when you forgot the Polaroid. Okay, I'll try not to do it again, master. In any case, there's got to be an item room or something. Well, actually, it turns out there doesn't have to be an item room or something over here. I wish that there was, but there isn't, so let's not dwell on it, I suppose. In the meantime, I'll just dodge the fuck out of these spiders. Is that the correct use of the fuck out of? I'm not sure. I will say that we actually do have 12 cents already, which puts me in an interesting position, and a position that I'm not necessarily... Oh, please, secret room. No. 13 cents now. A position that I'm not necessarily thrilled about, even though if the chips fall properly, it may actually end up being a positive thing. Basically, what I'm getting at here is that we have almost enough money to guarantee ourselves something useful on the shop. Not something useful, but the ability to buy something on the shop at the very least. There's our first item room, so we'll open that up. So obviously, the elephant in the room here is the key situation. I almost think that it's just worth picking up Mr. Mega, quite honestly. I think we'll pick this up, get the extra bombs so I can, you know, trade these for keys if necessary. I'm not too concerned about the fact that I got the ability of Mr. Mega. I probably should have looked for the secret room there instead, but we got 3 bombs for 1, which is a pretty solid trade. Plus, I'm just digging the way this mask looks over my existing face, but, we're on the lookout for more keys. If we get 1 more key and a little bit more money, I may prioritize the shop over the item room. We'll see, though. This is going to be a floor where I think I'm likely more or less just going to end up avoiding the prospect of rerolls or not being able to use them as effectively as I'd like. So we'll check out our curse room here because it's essentially free because we're not losing spirit hearts to make it happen. Was Mr. Mega the right decision? It's extremely debatable. What I will say is that if we don't get a key here, I think our course of action is pretty much set in stone for us. We fight both of the boss rooms here, starting with the Widow, and I did almost get hit there. I could use some bombs, but I don't think I need to use a bomb to take out the Widow, in all honesty. I think I may use a bomb to take out whatever boss we fight next, but it may be unlikely. It depends. You know, not only do you use bombs to take out enemies who... you know, warranted because they have a lot of HP or they're a little tricky. But you also need to, you know, analyze whether or not it's even effective to use a bomb to take out an enemy. Like, is it effective to use a bomb to take out Larry Jr.? Possibly, but you really got to place it in the right area. There's a fairly decent chance that you will just place it in an area where you won't be able to hit him at all. So I did take damage here. I am trying to maximize deal with the devil chances, so I think that'll nip that in the bud just a little bit. I should probably heal up before I fight the next boss, but stem cells is considered fairly bad, I think. Okay, I'm just gonna put a bomb down like right here. That's pretty good. That went well. I think I'm gonna reroll stem cells. It's obviously an HP upgrade, but it's also... fuck it, I'm gonna pick up stem cells. I believe it's also a a shot speed upgrade. Which is annoying, of course, but by the same token, the HP is the most valuable thing out of that. I would hate to reroll and get like a range upgrade or something. Nothing there. I was checking to see if maybe the secret room was adjacent to the item room, in which case I could use one of my many bombs to bomb my way in there. We do have Bloody Penny as a trinket. This means that, you know, for every penny we pick up, we'll probably get a decent chance of health coming as well. Sorry about the frame rate issues, by the way. Again, this is something that just happens in Isaac sometimes that I don't really have a staggering amount of control over, but hopefully it'll figure itself out before the end here. So, we have another kind of bomb set up here, unfortunately. I know that the secret room cannot be directly below me. That's just a given. I wonder if I can use Mr. Mega to get 2 bombs for the price of 1. Let's see if this works. Okay, I'm a genius. I'm going to waste one of these bombs immediately, seeing if I can get into the shop. If I can't get into the shop by way of a very lucky secret room, that's bad luck. Well, not bad luck. That's expected, I guess. What we will do is come down here to this fortune teller, and I will play the bejesus out of it, because I would absolutely love to pick up 2 keys here. Otherwise, I'm leaving behind one of the item rooms, which sucks, and I'm leaving by, well, you know, I'm not too concerned about leaving behind the shop. At this point, we can always get money and go back to it later. But earning 1 key as soon as possible would be awesome. Or, you know, we could get the dollar or something like that. More bombs is fine, too. Sadly, if it pays out with the tarot card, and the tarot card is temperance, we could probably snag an HP upgrade by way of all the health we'll get here, but anyway. First things first, most important thing, just the key. Well, okay. So that's pretty much gonna settle it. This floor is over, and there's not much we can do about it, unfortunately. We can continue to look for the secret room, and I don't know, is that even worth it? I might as well check down here. We'll get 2 cents as well as check for the secret room, and we actually did find it, so that's very lucky. And then we got way more money in there, but we're not gonna be able to use it. But still, I would say, you know, that's like 10 cents almost. We got 9 cents for a bomb, which is a pretty nice trade. Sadly, only 1 key on that floor means we are going to be leaving behind a little bit, and I didn't use my D6 at all. But let's focus on the positives. First floors, you know, I say floors because that is cellar 1 and 2 technically combined. We picked up 2 HP upgrades, a bunch of bombs, we have a lot of money, and we still have our D6. That's pretty obvious. Plus, we got a trinket, which is especially beneficial when you're trying to play blood banks. So, we are, of course, going to be on the lookout for, in particular, more keys. If I just don't move, I can't be hit by the flies, right? That's the rule here. Nope. I think they may have worked with themselves to like kind of collude, and some Brownian motion ended up getting me hit there. Got hit twice and lost my spirit heart, but we do have a key. Let's check out the shop first, because we didn't get a chance to on the last floor. Yes, I will buy the 9-volt. I could have re-rolled it, possibly picked up a map or compass, but I could have re-rolled it possibly at a notch stacks or something like that. So I think 9-volt's better. It'll allow us to get way more D6 rolls if necessary, and that's going to be a good thing because I also bought a key, by the way, which is how I came in here. But Monster Manuel is so bad, might as well re-roll that right off the bat. And you know what? I will take Bloody Lust at face value. First off, our headband looks hilarious now. But secondly, even if it conveys a damage downgrade, the damage upgrade collectively, I think, outweighs it. Now, I know Bloody Lust is not the most beloved item in the game, and there's no question about that. It probably doesn't deserve to be the most beloved item in the game, but it is an item that can be useful, I think, especially for particular types of rooms as well as particular bosses. And, you know, I'm not going to build my run exclusively around having Bloody Lust, but I think it is an asset to pick it up, especially for free when it's normally a 1 or 2 heart deal with the devil trade. And we got another key. That was an awful dodge there, but that's okay. So, I think everything's starting to come up Millhouse here. We've got 1 key that we will probably use on the next floor, and so many bombs that I would be a stupid man if I didn't at least blow that up. I'll try to pick up the Spirit Heart at the very end of this floor after I've already, you know, taken care of all the riffraff, so there's very little risk in me losing it. I'm trying to be a little bit more prudent with my use... Oh, that was very close. With my use of Spirit Hearts and other consumables, because it does make a big difference, actually. It's one of the ways, like, beyond just dodging better, which is, you know, pretty important as well. It's one of the next easiest ways I think I can improve my Isaac play. And, you know, rest assured, even though people still get angry, and sometimes it seems like they get angrier than ever, my Isaac play has improved a lot recently. You know, maybe not over the past, like, video to video, but over the past, like, 100 episodes, absolutely. As one might expect, you know, you put another 50 hours into the game, all of a sudden you're finding yourself a little bit better at it, but still. So this is a convenient boss fight to have Rage on, because obviously... Oh, that was a really nice hit from Pestilence there, actually. Obviously, we will be able to build up our Rage quite a bit on these spiders. It's kind of a pain in the ass, because they don't die as quickly as I would like, but, you know, every 1 or 2 of these that we kill will get a little bit of a damage buff, and eventually he'll stop being able to create spiders, I think, and we'll start doing a ton of damage, and hopefully we've still got ourselves in the running for a deal with the devil here. Not thrilled about getting a a first level cube of meat on the second series of floors, but shit happens. We can still get a 3rd level cube of meat if we get lucky. No need to reroll that. So truth be told, this floor is not looking necessarily fantastic, but it's pretty good so far. We came into this floor with a lot of money, and I think someone told me in the comments, so correct me if I'm wrong here. I'm going to say right now that I'll be looking for an arcade. so I can play this blood bank, and, you know, with Bloody Penny, again, the blood bank becomes way more usable. This is a tough room to dodge on without the ability to fly. Probably tougher than it looks, I have to say. Ooh, just be careful here. But someone told me that arcades can only spawn on even floors. So that would be not a Pearl Jam song, you know, even floors. Get the blood bank, something rhymes with bank. Probably that song stank. Anyway, not even flow. Even flow rules. But what was I even talking about? I've lost it all. Anyway, sure, extra red heart that I can't use. What I'm getting is that it wouldn't spawn on the Caves Part 1 because 1 is not an even number. It would spawn on the Caves Part 2. 2 is an even number. It's been a while since I was in, you know, formal math classes. Got to get back on the Khan Academy. Is there a Khan Academy on is 1 an even number? That's about the level I need right now. By the way, comments, I'm being a little sarcastic. I understand that 1 is not an even number. Unless it is, in which case maybe I'm fucking with you even further. Anyway. There's more Spirit Hearts. I don't even care about these Spirit Hearts. The reason these Spirit Hearts are potentially valuable right now, because there's no way I'm going to walk into, like, the womb with all of these Spirit Hearts still active. But the reason they're valuable is to give me a little bit of a buffer of protection in case I find a blood bank. I can play this until I get down to half of a red heart and still feel pretty strong. And also, they give me a way to get into boss trap rooms without risking my entire life. So normally you have to go down to 1/2 or 1 full red heart in order to get access to boss trap rooms, but if I am able to have Spirit Hearts, I can cheat the system a little bit. I can go to that mob trap room, but first I need to, you know, pick up some extra health because not quite there yet. I suppose there could be a library on this floor. Have I used like a reroll? I have used one reroll. I rerolled Monster Manuel into Bloody Lust, which is a definite upgrade. Monster Manuel is one of those items that during the Q&A we probably should have brought up with Edmund as something, like, not that we were his advisors for does this need rebalancing or anything like that, but as we were asking questions about items like Blue Candle, etc., we should have brought up Monster Manuel, which is absolutely god-awful. At the very least, if you're going to rebalance Monster Manuel, and I think it... Yeah, we'll open this. I think it definitely does need a rebalancing to make it more improved. I think it should just work like once every 2 rooms or even once every room. Like, if you get Monster Manuel and it works once every room, that's basically like you just got a familiar. So that actually makes it viable. It's not like that's going to make it overpowered. There are very, very few situations where Monster Manuel will be overpowered in that case. Maybe if you got like Little Gish on a boss fight that you would otherwise die on, it might make the difference, but items often make a difference in very, like, narrow circumstances like that, so it's not like that would make Monster Manuel overpowered at all. It would actually, it still wouldn't even make it that good, it would just make it viable occasionally. Like, if you came across Anarchist Cookbook when you had Monster Manuel, you could be like, okay, I'll keep Monster Manuel because it's like getting an extra familiar per room or something like that. Anyway, I'm hoping that's exactly what Monster Manuel does because it's been forever since I've actually used it. But anyway, we'll see if there's anything special in here. I can probably pick up the Spirit Heart now. I don't see any reason not to. That golden chest basically gave us money. And that's fine, you know? Money makes the world go round. Cash rules everything around me. All matters of Monster Manuel. Dollar guppies, y'all. I am our cringe material right here. Bomb for... If there was a blood bank, I would absolutely use a bomb to get that money, because then I could get the money back, or I could get like twice as much money as a result of having it. But unfortunately, I do not have a Temperance card or a blood bank available to me as of yet, but it could happen. It's not going to happen, but I'm still glad we went this way, because we picked up a bomb, and, or 2 bombs and some keys as well. I don't think it's worth picking up any extra pennies here. We should look for the secret room, though, because we have 11 bombs. Could find an item that we could reroll if it's bad. If it's not bad, just a good item. Or some money, which we can use in future shops. Again, always weird for me because Future Shop is like a major electronics retailer here. There is the secret room. Thankfully, it was there. I didn't want to waste many more bombs. You know what? Let's reroll the 1-up. I'll explain my... Okay, let's take the 1-up is what I meant to say. The reason I didn't feel bad about re-rolling the 1-up is like... First off, let me check out the shop and see if there's anything worthwhile to pick up. But, I feel like if you die with the 1-up... it's not even worth buying the Spirit Heart. If you die with the 1-up, it's exceptionally likely that you are going to die again after the 1-up goes. There have been situations where that hasn't worked out, or like it hasn't worked out that way. But I think the vast majority of the time, if you die once, you're likely to die again. It's the same principle that makes me really detest 9 lives most of the time. That was a hell of a shot out of that weird head thing here. I can't believe I don't have a better name for these guys than Weird Head Thing after all this time. In any case, so I was hoping to pick up maybe a better item, maybe a raw liver, maybe a, well, raw liver would probably be one of the better items I could hope for, or a pyro, or a, skeleton key or something like that, if they can show up in the secret room. I've forgotten what the exact item pool in there is. But yeah, that was my thinking. And if we ended up re-rolling and getting the unicorn or something like that, yes. Did I say unicorn instead of unicorn horn? And anyway, in any case, if we ended up re-rolling and getting an item that wasn't very good, that's fine because, you know, all we've lost out on is the 1-up, which is an objective loss. It would be better to have the 1-up than not have it. But does it make an enormous difference? Does that potential loss outweigh the potential benefit of re-rolling it to an amazing item? I would say the answer to that question is probably, I think re-rolling is the right answer. Okay, so we have a library here. I will take the curved horn for now, and we'll fight the boss. We're going to fight the boss, then we'll go to the library and we'll talk about rerolls. But first I want to come through here just in case we get the opportunity to get a sweet deal with the devil. Curved Horn, in case you're not familiar, is a base damage increase, so if we manage to hold on to this by way of getting a mom's purse or something like that, good for us. That was the dumbest damage. I was so far away from it and then I just like walked closer just in case it wasn't going to go off. But silly, but you know, silly is as silly does, I suppose. Now we should be able to finish this off very quickly. Oh, now they're out of sync briefly. Okay, good. Good, and we did get a deal with the devil. So, our deal with the devil is bad. We'll re-roll both of those. Still pretty terrible. And I definitely do not want Pageant Boy. So, we got re-rolls abounding here. And pretty terrible items in our library as well. So, what's our primary re-roll target? As of right now, I think you still have to consider it to be... You know, we could probably make the library work, now that I think about it. And the curved horn is something I will keep probably past this floor, but if we come across a library, I would love to use the bloody penny in there, so we'll come back for it if necessary, or if possible, I guess I should say. The reason the library, and I'll explain quickly here, is over the shop. Normally I would say the shop, sorry, not the shop, the boss room. Normally I would say the boss room is a more valuable re-roll target than the library, because we have a lot of re-rolls to go on that library until we tap it out, right? Until, like, all of the... Okay, this is the shop here. This is important, too. Normally, we'd have a lot of rerolls to go until the library actually started paying out with items that were not just books, because I don't want to go with books. I want to keep my D6. It's probably more valuable than most or all of the books we could come across right now. I'm going to use my reroll down here first because I worry that maybe we're going to end up fighting greed and then I'd waste a little bit of a D6 charge. So we'll use this on the library first, even though this is a reroll that will not give us anything good. Now, obviously, the boss room is good because we could reroll it into a damage upgrade or a tears upgrade or an HP upgrade. 2 telepathy for dummies. Sucks, but obviously we got to knock it out here, so that's fine. But I think it's better this way because we have the 9-volt. I can kind of take it on the chin here, get as many rerolls on the library as possible, and then if we get rerolls in the future on the library, then I have, you know, the world's my oyster, essentially. I was going to say Bob's my uncle, but that doesn't really make any sense here. So there is no boss in here. Is the ladder worth buying for 15 cents? I don't really think so. I think I'd rather just get a key. And why don't we buy a tarot card as well, just in case it's amazing. This will actually take us to the secret room for free, and that's a ton of money. So I would say that shop ended up turning out for the best, and now maybe the ladder's a little bit more of a viable pickup, but I still don't think it's that important. Now, obviously, the downside to this strategy is that we're probably sacrificing maybe even... Well, okay, the Pageant Boy... We can pick up Pageant Boy if we have to, and it wouldn't feel that bad, but mostly I'm concerned... This is like a champion immolated hopper. Holy shit. I guess I don't really care about taking... or losing the spirit heart there. Anyway... I'm not too concerned about my health, is what I'm trying to get at. Another key, very valuable, especially when it's paired with, you know, the ultimate combo. Yet another key afterwards. But anyway, to finish my existing train of thought there for once, we'll probably be sacrificing a better item from the shop, because Pageant Boy's got to be one of the lower tier items from the shop, especially when you already have 22 cents this late into the game, and potentially whatever we have in the item room as well. But the upswing is that... if we ever get the opportunity to go back to libraries, they'll start paying out basically at double the rate of item rooms. Is it worth it? Maybe. Maybe not. I'm still hoping we get a library here at some point. In fact, I may take Bloody Penny with me on the way back, just to see. So we get the Book of Sin, which at least pays out with something now, and Book of Shadows, which I picked up and I'm going to put back down, but we will take that if we end up coming across a library. Or sorry, not a library, an arcade. I'm very much misspeaking today, but if I come across an arcade... Then I can use Book of Shadows to play the Blood Bank like a staggering number of times, maybe snag an easy HP upgrade and a ton of money, and also a ton of hearts as a result of the money that we get because of the Bloody Penny Trinket. But I'm probably going to stick with Curved Horn after this point. So this is an important moment. Even if the item room is terrible, I will probably reroll the library instead when I get the opportunity to do so. But it'll be a judgment call. So this is Yumheart. Yumheart's pretty bad. I still think we prioritize the library because we've got to be fairly close to tapping it out. We've already seen Monster Manuel. I'm trying to think of all the books. We've seen Anarchist Cookbook, I think. We've seen Book of Shadows. We haven't seen Book of Belial yet, so that's probably due to show up. And then after that, I think we might be tapped out of books, and then the library all of a sudden becomes, you know, a double item room. Thank you, Orbital, for saving me from getting hit there. This is a bit of a nasty type room here. Thank God they do! I almost made it. I almost made it through this without getting hit. This guy's got it. He had way more shots in him than I actually expected. Let's try another one here. Okay, and, you know, obviously, if the arcade shows up, we get another benefit because, I would be able to go to this boss trap room, which is a very important possible benefit. So I think now we get Book of Belial, which is an item that's very tempting to take, but I think it's better for me to just go down to the library instead and re-roll it and hopefully get something better as a result. But anyway, better as a result later. Book of Revelations, I had totally forgotten about you. So again, at least we get like a free spirit heart out of this. And we should still have Book of Belial that could possibly show up. I hate when they... the rerolls work out like this, so I end up getting two of the same kind of book. But it's a long-term investment. We lose a lot of rerolls on this floor, and then on the next floors, if we ever come across libraries again, which is debatable, I think, or, you know, questionable, hopefully we end up being able to make it work for us. In any case. Oh, well, we've tapped out this floor. That sucks pretty hard. We will see if there is possibly a second secret room. Okay, well, first off, there is a tarot card that's going to drop here. If this is Temperance, the world's our oyster. If only we had Nun's Habit to go along with it. But, yeah, if this is Temperance, that's very valuable. I doubt it will be. What is it, like a 1 in 2,000 chance? It's like 1 in 12, maybe. But he could drop Bob's Rotten Head as well. Death. You know, also an okay trinket, but not right now. So I'm just going to check and see if maybe there's a second secret room here. That would be amazing. There isn't. Yeah, so we're tapped out. So we're not taking Yumheart with us, but we will take Pageant Boy. There will be people who think this is a terrible decision, and those people may indeed be right. But I'm investing in my future. At least I'm thinking that I'm investing in my future. Even though I look like a member of Broken Social Scene that is going out for Halloween right now as Bomberman. So, yeah, there's no way for us to get another reroll. So, I guess we're just taking Pageant Boy and getting the F out of here. Still a fairly okay floor, I suppose. Fine by me. We're on Necropolis. Necropolis sucks. There's a free room. Probably should have saved the death card, because every room that we come across, including this one, is going to be substantially more difficult. I'm big dummy. Short and stout. Well, stout at least. Well, you know, they say you are what you drink. Okay, please. Help me help myself here. Don't die now, right after I made the decision to A, not take very many good items, and B, specifically not take the Yumheart on the last floor. That would be sad. Well, another key. Okay, please just not the same room again. So we're in the danger zone now. We can get hit twice. I'm still not feeling too concerned, because I've been in this situation many a time before. The dodging is getting a little tricky. They're firing an intersecting matrix as if it's, you know, a recreation of the best Keanu Reeves movie at an intersection. I don't even know what I'm talking about here. The Spirit Heart may end up saving my life. I forgot that I had the 1-up as well, so I can afford to not get too anxious, I guess. We have enough keys to make good things happen. Without the ladder, I can't really walk it. This has got to be greed, right? Oh my god, it's the Nun's Habit. Okay, that's like substantially better. We'll buy some health. I think we should buy this other key as well. We've got to fight greed at some point, so I'm going to save my money, even though that fortune teller looks tempting. And now, who's laughing now? If we come across another library with the 9-volt and the Nun's Habit, the world is ours when it comes to, you know, the number of rerolls that we could possibly get and the number of beautiful items that we could get as a result of that. Okay. These guys are not dying as fast as I would like. We also need a few other things. Our damage is absolutely adequate. I don't know, I was gonna lay into that sentence with a little bit more passion, but what I actually meant to go into is say that our health is adequate, but our damage we need a little bit more. It's fine once we get a few enemies killed. Rage takes over and saves us a lot of hassle, but I would much rather have a lot more damage. Our pill is a health up. That is actually an awesome pickup, and it's nice to know that it's in the rotation. Okay, so this is a champion version of Bloats. It sucks because I won't be able to... Oh my god, he summons the largest amount of creep I've ever seen. I was actually just going to say it sucks because I can't... oh no. It sucks because I can't build Rage, but I actually can. And of course, this champion version of the Bloat still has all of the abilities of the existing Bloat. He just has extra benefits like being able to shoot bombs, and also his creep apparently is enormously wide, and he can summon silkworms, and he can still do the laser thing, and he also starts with both eyes active, which is also the name of my new indie rock band, Both Eyes Active. You should check it out. We've got a great SoundCloud page. We got 69 followers. Things are really looking up. Now that being said, this fight's going relatively okay right now. Obviously, it's a little scary because we're fighting one of the most difficult mini-bosses, or champion versions of the bosses in the game. But it continues to go surprisingly not terribly, which is always a nice position to be in, and every shot that we land, I assume that Rage is like tapped out by this point, but every shot that we land is like another 2% of him being dead. So we'll take out some silkworms, and again, Rage may or may not still be active. Okay, didn't take damage there, much to my surprise. At least his poison bombs don't actually, like, leave a creep behind them. That's gonna hit me. Yep, no way around that one. Could really use an HP plus speed upgrade, actually. Just one. No need to be too greedy. Good shot there to finish it off. I do not deserve a deal with the devil for all the damage that I took. And we didn't get one. And you know what? I may take that Tears. I think I'm just gonna take the Tears upgrade, honestly. I know this sounds shitty, but Tears upgrades are so good, and I want to save my rerolls. This may be a terrible decision. I don't think it's just a shot speed upgrade. I think it actually does upgrade the quality of our or the rate of fire of our tiers. Now we're just looking for the item room, and you know, ideally a library along with it. And there's our item room. We got a ton of rerolls available for this bad boy. Hello? Sure, I will listen. Sorry about that, just had a package arrive that I had to pick up. Hopefully I've edited that out, but knowing me, you may have just gotten a glimpse into my life. This is awesome because we just got the Joker card, and we still have a D6 active, so deal with the Angel. As much as I would love to reroll this for Sacred Heart, the free ability to fly is pretty goddamn great, and I still have my reroll active that I can use on these tarot cards. Even though, you know, it might be a good thing to take these tarot cards onwards, I think, oh, it's probably much better to take the Relic. The reason the tarot cards could be such a valuable, like, late-game item is because what if I'm going up against the final boss and it's pretty touch and go, but then, you know, tarot cards, especially since I have the fucking, 9-volt and the Nun's Habit, all of a sudden I'm able to get, you know, a Sun card or a Devil card, and then it all works out, right? Or a full health. I guess Sun is the only full health pill. Okay, I took a dumb amount of damage right there. But we actually made money, I think, on that floor, surprisingly. Cat, I swear to God, if you push this package off the desk now, I'm going to be pissed off. I will fight you in real life. We may be able to get an attack fly here, but even beyond that, we may actually be able to use our D6 to turn that attack fly into something even better. As much as I love the attack fly, luck's been on our side lately, so why don't I give this the old college try, and we'll see if it might be possible for us to get an even better item. And everything's looking pretty good right now. I've traded 0 of my health away, which is very nice. The cat is now making transit over the desk here. Oh, get away from that. That is not an attack fly. And that is the Polaroid, which is not worth anything for us now. But if we ended up getting Guppy's Paw, we could probably transition that into something very, very useful. So it's important at this point that we don't die. Actually, it's not even that important that we don't die, because there's a fairly good chance that the 1-up, like, this is the most valuable time for us to have the 1-up, if that makes sense. Please die. Oh my god. Okay, this is a little scary now, but I can make it through there. I'm not happy about having to come back that way, but... so effectively, from that item room, we found a free ability to fly plus Spectral Tears. Troll Bomb, god damn it. Free ability to fly plus Spectral Tears plus the Relic, which is a crazy good item. Alright, so we've got a very harrowing trip backwards here. We got these Troll Bombs, which I did not dodge at all. If we die, at least we have the 1-up. It's not a major concern, really. Not a major concern of mine, anyway. And now we're good to go, I think. Okay. 15 cents available for the next floor. Might as well pick up this money. I'm fairly confident that we're going to die on the next floor, but we have the 1-up to bring us back, and then we can start banking these Spirit Hearts with the Relic. Everything's looking pretty good, in my opinion. Oh, I used reroll by accident, thinking I was skipping the vignette. Alright. Calm down for a second, took a sip of my water. It's not like that reroll is probably going to cost us anyway, because I'll probably have a reroll by the time I come across an item pedestal anyway. By way of... Ooh, that could have been really bad if I had gotten the tick there. And I probably could have saved that Spirit Heart until the end. The end of this floor, that is. Just to make sure I could use it, but this is okay. As long as we don't lose it right off the bat, I'm relatively happy. It will allow us to go to this curse room right off the bat, which may allow us to snag a free Deal with the Devil item by way of the D6, which is now charged up, as mentioned. So it turns out it didn't really make a big difference that I used the D6 as soon as I got onto the floor. Key, pretty important as we move into the late game. Double bombs, okay. Can't always get what you want, I suppose. We only paid half a Spirit Heart to get in, which is fine. Effectively, that's like 2 rooms worth of health generation. You know what I haven't gotten a lot of on this run? Tinted Rocks. Basically 0, actually. Oh, I got a couple of Spirit Hearts early in the game, but after that, they've very, very rarely shown up. Okay, one more Leaper. Fairly easy, and another key, which is very valuable. A little bit scary still. Our damage is still not where I would like it to be, but we do have a number of opportunities to make it better. And do we know what this is? Let's take it. Hey, Balls of Steel, that's a very important pill. More than that, it's just nice to know that it's actually in the rotation. So we do have our shop. This is a very important one. I imagine that this one will... Okay, kind of close. I imagine that this shop will contain a greed or greed analog. If it doesn't, though, map or compass would be beautiful, especially compass, obviously. Our golden chest contains the goat hoof, not that valuable, and, of course, it had to happen. The good news... Oh, that's really nasty damage. The good news is, may be able to get the Steam Sale here, which I can reroll into something, you know, better than the Steam Sale. Anything, really. There's the Steam Sale. We'll reroll the shit out of that. Ladder's actually effectively exactly the same as the Steam Sale here, which is to say it's pretty bad. Now, of course, we will play the fuck out of this, because this is going to give us as many rerolls as we could possibly want, and we can use these to come back here and reroll this into something even better. The map. I don't think it's quite good enough. It's pretty good, but I just don't think it's quite good enough. Oh, the IV bag. If only I could... Now I want to reroll the IV bag, too, so maybe the map's not such a bad decision. But if it goes to shop item pool, then I want to keep rerolling it until I get the compass, basically. And we should have a number of opportunities to do so. That is Bum Friend, which is pretty bad still. I'm just going to come back in here and pick up the IV bag, because by doing this, then I can get... I can make sure that blood banks will only pay out with blood bags in the future. I'm going to take another sip of my water as we move on here. Still have an item room to go here, and of course we still have a boss as well, so. The more red hearts I get, actually the red hearts don't do anything for me here. If I had Bloody Penny they would, but as of right now they don't, so I took a little damage, and that's another health up pill, which is amazing if I could ever get full health again. Which I will when I die, I guess, because I'll use the one up. We are going to reroll our shop item again. We're going to get a free shop item, which is pretty valuable. The Steam sale is not what I want. Unfortunately, I can't really pick it up to take it out of the rotation because that'll break the pedestal. And rerolling the IV bag, I think, gives it the item room pool. So obviously I don't want to fight this boss right away. But yeah, I believe rerolling the IV bag gives it the item room pool, which is not what I want, really. That's another health up pill, believe it or not. I know, I'm an exceptionally lucky man, and I don't deserve it, but there it is. So that's good news. Now, we are at 8 health. Deals with the devil now are fairly trivial. I could more or less become Guppy all at once, but I don't really need to anymore. That tick is one of the most important things for us to stay away from right now. Almost, like, the reason I'm so pissed about not getting the blood bag at this point is not really because of the HP, it's more because of the speed, and I'm going to be constantly backtracking to reroll that shop. And unfortunately, I'm still pretty darn slow. Hopefully we manage to turn that around. Another Spirit Heart is very nice. I think we're going to win this run. And it's largely been due to RNG. It hasn't been too much of, you know, me playing well, but I've put myself in the situation where I could get the benefits of the good RNG, so that's what I'm going to continue to tell myself anyway. Again, you know, it's possible I may leave this floor regretting not picking up the map, but hopefully we get the compass. The pills have been so good. I gotta take it. And now, of course, we get none of the same pills. What's this one? Friends till the end, that's fine. This one? Bad trip, that's still okay. And this one? Oh my god. That was a horrible series of pills. I never should have done that. I absolutely should have picked up the map earlier or re-rolled the fuck out of that coin purse. I was really expecting like Balls of Steel, HP upgrade, Balls of Steel. I don't know why they had to go in that order, but that sucks. Anyway, now we can just kind of make our way down to the item room, and that'll be that. It should be down here very close anyway. The flies did a lot of damage, so at the very least that pill did something for us. And we can't really do anything with that bomb, so I'd say we leave. We can do something with this bomb, though, and I'll just shoot this in there. Oh my god, it killed nothing. There were like 2 zombies and a teleporting fetus, and still they walked into a bar and something punchline. Well, okay, put this here. There we go. At least we got something out of that one. It's nice to use the bombs because it does build rage, thus allowing me to kill the enemies more quickly a little bit later. A little bit concerned about dying on this mom boss fight. Obviously, I'd like to save the D6 as long as possible. Or sorry, save the... Black Bean's just not good enough, unfortunately. I'd like to save the 1-up for as long as possible. This is not a dead end, which means I should be able to, reasonably speaking, get an extra reroll. Black Bean obviously is semi-decent because it poisons enemies when they hit you, but without Polaroid invincibility, I don't think it's something I can really use that well. We'll see. That's another key, which is nice. And this is the easiest room of all time. If the TNT actually explodes, which it will not. Okay, thank you very much. I took like a whole Spirit Heart of damage there. Okay, so this reroll is important. We'll still get a reroll on the mom boss fight. I almost just want to like kill myself on that mom boss fight. I don't know what to do with this. I almost want to kill myself on the mom boss fight just so the 1-up goes and I can be at full health, but there's no reason to. If I can get through it without dying, I might as well try. So just don't pick up the tick as you walk back here. So that sucked pretty hard, actually. Probably could have gotten a lot better stuff out of that, but I'm not even going to look for the secret room. Bombs are relatively valuable to save at this point to use on the mom's heart boss fight, as I don't have any piercing shots, Brimstone Mom's Knife, or Cupid's Arrow, etc., etc. This is the easy version of Mom. You know, the easiest version of Mom, at least. I should actually just hang out away from those rocks, because the longer those rocks live, the easier my life actually becomes. Weirdly enough, this is actually a slightly harder version of Mom with my current series of items, because if I was fighting regular Mom, normally that would be way more difficult, but because I have Rage and my damage is not fantastic right out of the box, it would actually be a little bit easier if I had something to build my Bloody Lust off of right now. As is right now, I am trying to use the cube of meat to hit the foot as much as possible, but it's hard to get those to be in sync with one another at all times without getting hit myself. It actually worked pretty nicely there. And we've constantly got to be aware of shots possibly coming in from the side, which are annoying depending on which side they come in from anyway. Anyway, we're going to get through this just fine, it seems. One hit will put me in a pretty, or one hit from the foot at least, will put me in a pretty damaging state, but You know, taking a hit from the wall there actually might be for the best, because now I can reroll whatever mom drops. And hopefully it's like an HP upgrade that gives me the ability to get extra health back as well. We're not going to reroll it, but we will pick up the dog food there. Sadly, we are going to be using the Polaroid instead of the curved horn, which has been pretty good for us. But down to the next floor. It's going to be slow going here. And I'm going to rehydrate just a little bit. I say it's going to be slow going because, oh, well, okay, it might be more quick now. More quick, also, I guess, if you're speaking English as a first language, you could say faster, but, oh, that's the worst dodge of all time, but, you know, if we find the boss room right off the bat, that's good news for us, and we can skip a lot of this nonsense on this floor. We can't get a deal with the devil, so it's very unlikely that we will be rolling with, any, permanent Polaroid invincibility by way of finding, like, a Guppy's Paw or something, which would be exceptionally valuable right now. Instead, we'll rely on a good item from the boss, which is debatable. And I can just hang out over these rocks. This is the benefit of having Dead Dove. It shows up so much more rarely in my experience than Spirit of the Night, but that doesn't make it any less valuable. In fact, I think it's literally exactly the same, unless there's some kind of well, it's not exactly the same because it's free, but assuming you got Spirit of the Night for free, then it's exactly the same, I suppose. Unless there's some kind of attribute bonus associated with Spirit of the Night that I'm not familiar with. For example, maybe Spirit of the Night gives you like a small tears bonus or something like that. I doubt it, but could be true. Stranger things have happened. I'm feeling a little bit scared about the possibilities of this run now. In hindsight, what would I have changed so far about the run? Not too much. I wouldn't have picked up the coin purse on the shop. The compass would have been so much more valuable, especially on this floor. I probably would have picked up the mark. I didn't before because I was a little bit worried that we'd never see HP again. But we've got a lot of HP now by way of pills and other various kind of payouts from boss rooms in particular, I guess. So at this point, I think it would have been much nicer if I'd had the mark, so my damage was in a little bit of a better position. But I'm very glad I ended up picking up the 1-up instead of, you know, re-rolling it into something that wasn't the 1-up. We did re-roll it. I absolutely looked a gift horse in the mouth, but we ended up getting the 1-up again, and that has given me a little bit of a sense of security here. And the relic, of course, is an enormous payout as well. So we're just slowly sneaking our way around the middle of the map, because the middle of the map is the dream killer here. There is going to be no chance of a boss room in there. Also, by heading to the terminals, there is a chance we could run into a library, if there is one. And remember, those are, you know, probably 1 or 2 rolls away from actually paying out with non-book items, which could include very awesome passives, like the ones that we need. But in any case, if we find the boss, I'm not going to spend too much more time looking around for a library. I'm just going to bolt. We may be done with this first life here, and if so, the 1-up was an enormously good pickup. No question about it. Now, this is, of course, the... that was going to happen. I'll just move around that room now, but that was annoying. I'm scared. We're not doing enough damage is the problem. This is why the mark would have been such a good pickup, but I kind of masked the fact that I wasn't doing enough damage by picking up the curved horn earlier. But if I had gotten... I don't know. If I'd gotten something a little bit better here... Or, not even better. If I'd gotten like a non-XL floor, I'd feel a little bit better, because I could reasonably... not guarantee, but hopefully get a chance to get a deal with the devil or a deal with the angel. And even if I got a deal with the angel, I could actually just like hurt myself continuously on it to get more rerolls. It would, you know, suck a little bit, but if there were fires, I could walk into those, or I could drop bombs if I had to. I would rather not, of course, but if I had to, that's one way to do it. Why are these shooting black bullets? They normally do not do that, unless maybe I'm missing something. That's a little strange, I guess. Another pill, and the pill is Balls of Steel. Pretty important, but again, I don't think there's any reason to use it now. Balls of Steel is a pill that is maybe better to use once we find ourselves in a situation where I have, you know, half of a Spirit Heart remaining, so that I actually get, like, 3 Polaroid invincibilities instead of 1, which, you know, we're grasping at straws here, but could end up making a difference. Although at this point, there's the Spirit Heart here, so... Oh, there's an arcade! Okay, interesting. Is it worth playing? Most people are gonna probably think yes, but I really think no here, because if it doesn't pay out, we're fucked. Like, sincerely, royally boned. If it does pay out, we have an HP plus speed upgrade, which probably doesn't make that much of an impact in our potential chances, so... I just think it's best to probably ignore the arcade at this point. Although it would give us more rerolls. Maybe that's its most convenient usage, is as like a convenient reroll engine. And we can't, even if we could guarantee that it would pay out, it depends when it would pay out. It's a little risky. I don't necessarily like the idea very much. And I'm getting into a different kind of center of the map here. This is like the second center. It scares the shit out of me. I did a ton of damage to them there. Probably don't need 15 bombs for this Mom's Heart boss fight, so I can feel reasonably okay about just using a few on this one. In fact, I can probably use one more if I had to guess. Just keep him there as long as possible. That didn't even hit him. Oh well. Why is Rage not building at all? I guess maybe it needs more enemies. Or maybe it did build, imperceivable effects. Alright, so let's get our Spirit Hearts. We're going to start picking these up and losing them immediately. Things are starting to come off the rails just a little bit. And without the 1-up, I'm concerned about our Isaac chances. We've gotten very good luck so far, but we need a little bit more than that, I think. And just hang out in here. These rocks, it's going to require good play, let's put it that way. It's going to require strategic play on top of it. Okay, we're fine. And by strategic play, I mean not only in like item pickup and item selection, but also, please don't let this thing shoot at me. Not only item pickup and item selection, that was really good, but also, you know, just dodging appropriately. Okay, here's our boss fight. This is important. It might seem like dodging appropriately would be easy, but, it is a little tricky, especially when you're facing enemies like this that fire very, very quickly. And a little bit unexpectedly, even though they do have an animation before they fire. It can be a little tough to get out of the way while you're focusing on everything else going on. So, we've built a decent amount of rage here. I guess it's definitely in my... Oh, we can fly, so we might as well just walk him over this. I guess it's definitely in my best interest to walk back here and pick up that Spirit Heart. I still don't think there's any use in using Balls of Steel yet, but might as well. Do this anyway. And again, if we don't like what we get here from the boss, we can come back here to the blood bank and re-roll the bejesus out of it. It's still touch and go. Oh no, this is not the right way to go. Oh, I was not paying attention. I was scratching my armpit, I'll admit. But maybe we get like a sweet payout from this room, and I'll be able to make this work. As is, have not taken any damage. Starting to feel a little bit more positive, even if I take one hit. Well, we walked back for the Spirit Heart, so that sucks, but... could be worse. Should have been hit there, probably. We've got a penny. That's definitely not worth it, but here we are. This guy's got to die soon, too. Hey, he paid out with a treasure chest that had some bombs, so, you know, I paid a bomb on this room, so at least we've gotten that back. Alright, that could have gone worse. And now we're at actually a half-heart interval, which is really nice. Cool. Still very scared about the prospects of this run. No deal with the devil sucks. We've got one last reroll here. And it's going to be on Conquest. I don't even know if this works. This is a question I've asked myself many a time. Does Conquest, is his white pony re-rollable if you, like, pick it up, put it back down, up to sundown, see where the bad guys are to be found, and make them lay down? I'm using bombs for this fight. I would rather use bombs for this fight than bombs for the Mom's Heart boss fight, in all honesty. Because he's annoying. As you can see. Nope. That sucks. We can still use more bombs. That sucks even harder. Not as hard as that, though, so that's 3 bombs in a row with no payout. This one will work. That one did not work. This one will work. Why did you get freaking glitched into the wall, you dummy? Oh my god. I've got to continue now. At this point, this is just comical. There we go. Drop this one in here. You've got to be fucking me in the b-hole. You come right here, and then you get hit by the bomb, and then there we go. Too easy. I should probably save 5 bombs. The problem is, like, why am I using bombs so aggressively? I can build rage on the Mom's Heart boss fight. I can't build rage on this fight, and my base damage is so low that it's going to take me 2,600 years to murder this man, and I may actually die in the process. If I have to use Balls of Steel, I have to use Balls of Steel. This is why I saved it. If only some of these bombs had actually worked. Unfortunately, he's got fairly unpredictable movements. Let's try this. Again, you know, I'd bring back the old Northernlion adage, any run where we beat Mom's Heart is a successful run, in its own way, but certainly I will feel like there's a bit of wasted potential here if that's all we get. But hopefully the reroll proves to be worth something. The best case scenario, isn't it like a cube of meat? Like the white pony can be rerolled to a cube of meat? I don't know, it's been a while. One more hit and I have to use Balls of Steel. Snap, thankfully no. Okay, amazing. Let's reroll. That is an HP upgrade, which I will take because I think I may need it. Which sucks, but here we are. Okay, so now we can build rage. Let's do this up. Again, the Isaac fight is going to be a real nightmare because we're going to have no way to build rage, and I think that's going to mean that he's going to be near impossible to kill unless I run across a number of very timely golden chests. Let's put it that way. Maybe a Max's head and a Steven and items like that. Otherwise, things are going to be real tough. You know what would also be amazing? Guppy's Paw. If I could randomly come across Guppy's Paw in a chest, life would be good, man. LG. Because I would have... What is this? I would have 30 Spirit Hearts, permanent Polaroid invincibility. I could just run into enemies and then let single cube of meat do my dirty work for me. Oh, we're out of bombs, which is not great, but at least we've made it to the part where we can just hit Mom's heart continuously. And we should beat Mom's heart fairly easily. One more hit and we pop this badass Balls of Steel, which may end up saving our life. Losing a little bit of momentum, and this is like not a good damage payout for Mom's heart, but you know what? This is like the perfect run for us to go down to Sheol. People are always complaining about me not going down to Sheol. Let's go down to Sheol and we'll try to make this one work. I concede that I will not be able to beat Isaac, but I think I have the capabilities of beating the devil here. And I haven't fought him in like 1,000 videos, so let's do it this way. I don't think that run, it would have been possible to beat Isaac, so let's do things the old-fashioned way, quite literally. We may not be able to beat Sheol. If I can get to Satan with like 2 or 3 hits... Oh no. Oh, this is the Balls of Steel moment. If I can get to Satan with, 2 or 3 HP remaining, I think I can probably beat him. Especially if I have bombs to use on the Fallen. But if I don't have that much HP remaining, and that's looking fairly likely right now, then we may find ourselves killed. I'm just not doing enough damage, quite frankly. And I also, weirdly enough, speed is kind of an issue here. As much as I wish that it wasn't, like 1 speed upgrade would be a very welcome change right now. God, my damage is so shitty. Maybe Bloody Lust was a bad decision. Should have aggressively pursued the mark. That would have changed things. This guy's gonna die. He has to. He has to! You've already hit me twice, Pony, you greedy motherfucker! Please! There we go. Okay, we got a Spirit Heart, so we're gonna survive a little bit longer, I suppose. And we do have 1 bomb. That'll be saved for the deal with the devil. Or sorry, not deal with the devil, just the fight against the devil. My mistake. Good news is against Loki, as long as we, take our time, I'll be able to build rage up on these bomb flies. And, ooh, got very lucky. I'll be able to build rage up on the bomb flies. Eventually, I'll start doing damage that is not god-awful, hopefully. And if I can blow up the bomb flies near the Loki, that's a secondary benefit, I suppose. Okay, that worked pretty well. Like, look at how long this fight against fucking Loki is taking. This is nuts. Never takes this long to beat Loki at this point in the game, unless you've got some serious fucking problems, which we do. I didn't realize that Curved Horn really made a big difference with respect to my damage, so I theoretically should be able to beat Loki without getting hit again, but my confidence is shattered a little bit, and that makes a big difference. 1 more hit will kill us, of course. I think that's probably obvious at this point. Loki nearly dead. Don't get hit by this final shot there. That'd be really frustrating. That one's another easy one to dodge. 1 Loki's easy. 2 Loki's difficult, especially when you can't kill the bomb flies very quickly. Okay, well, we got 1 more room to hopefully survive in. Obviously a little concerned about the laser bullets coming out here. Just gotta take them out slowly. Maggie's Faith, just in time. Maggie's Faith will actually be worthless for us, whereas the Polaroid could have situational usefulness. And as we come through the left here, the Fallen. This is real bad. I'm pretty sure we die here. It's like fighting greed and the bloat mixed together. I do have the speed necessary to get away, just barely. Now fighting the greed, super greed combo here. Oh, well, I'm dead anyway. That was a terrible run. I apologize, but I hope you enjoyed that I went down to Sheol anyway. As always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure to show your support by clicking the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more Daily Isaac. And of course, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.